great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 518 of the Immigration Answer Show. How is everybody doing? How was your weekend? Sorry I was late, just finishing up breakfast, and I wanted to take a nice shower and look all purty for today's show, but I didn't get a chance. So here I am. What is going on, everybody? Let us know in the comments if you haven't already where you're watching from. I see a lot of our usual friends and suspects in the waiting room and in the comments. Fatuma's here. How about that? You is watching from Virginia and is ready for some football. Rocio just asked about when is it starting. Robert, everyone's talking about football. It was good football yesterday. I was excited to see the Ravens. And who cares about the boring Texans? And then the 49ers came back to beat the Packers. That was fun. I'll be watching football later on today, and I'm rooting for the Lions and the Bills. I'm sick of the Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs. I like Patrick Mahomes and I like Andy Reid, but I hate Kansas City fans, so I cannot root for them. Remember, if you're in the waiting room and you want to come on the show and you're on camera, that's going to be your best bet for coming on first. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Today's show is instead of tomorrow, so there won't be a show tomorrow morning. Tomorrow we won't do a show. Our next show will be on Tuesday at what time on Tuesday? Let's see. Our next show will be on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Tuesday, 1 o'clock, because that afternoon I'm doing a talk with some international students up in Chicago via Zoom. So we got Pella's here from Cameroon. Abe is in Texas. Cynthia's in South Africa. Vishnu is in New York. Vishnu made me laugh with Vishnu's email. That was fun. Tanya's watching from Houston. Scott's in the Philippines. Rocio's making dulce de leche. And Ashley is in Louisiana. Tony's here. Good to see everybody. Let's go straight to Danny Dar. What's up, Danny Dar?
Hey, Jim. Thank you so much for taking the call.
Sure.
I have a very interesting situation. It's not necessarily 100% immigration. It's kind of immigration and TSA. So I came into the country 2015. I'm from a Middle Eastern country. I came in after the Arab Spring, had some issues with the government. The government started cracking down on activists. I left, came here, applied for asylum. They never interviewed me from 2015 up to 2019, got interviewed, waited a year. They gave me an approval, waited another year, applied for asylum. They interviewed me again, applied for green card. They interviewed me again. And I got my green card January 2023. Right after, I'm a consultant, so I applied for TSA pre-check. Why? Because I fly every week, Monday to Friday for work. Applied for TSA pre-check since I'm a green card holder. Usually they take a couple of weeks to respond to you. They kept me for 7 months, no response. And then they send me an intent to deny because they cannot validate my green card, which is weird because the only ID that they got from me was my green card. Called, made a big problem about it, and I sent them a copy of my green card. 2 weeks later, they sent me a letter as a final denial, and they said, we received your response, but you're too high of a risk to national security. And they did not give me a TSA pre-check. So I called the customer service, which connected me to a manager at TSA pre-check. And she said, apparently there was a mistake. You should get a TSA pre-check. 2 days later, she called me back. She said, I connected with a federal agent and the response is still no. And what I can see in front of me, there is a significant notes about your immigration history. And that was it. So a couple of questions. A, I don't care about TSA pre-check, to be honest, but it was nice for me to have a TSA pre-check. But the question here is, it freaks me out because I start now thinking is there going to be a trouble if I leave the country? Are they going to let me back in? If if I'm too high for risk to national security, why did you give me a green card? How you're going to act with me during naturalization? So that's why I'm like, what steps should I take right now to make sure that there is no issues? Because there is no issues in my immigration. So I wasn't in groups, I wasn't involved in any violence, none of that, or groups that are involved in democracy. So that's why. One more thing that might be also the reason I'm born. I was born in Saudi Arabia, and I also applied before to get authorization to train to fly. So it's a kind of combination of everything that might make them suspect about me. But at the same token, I feel I'm being discriminated against.
You
So I'm
are.
not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there.
You are being discriminated against. Is there anything you can do about it? No. Is there anything to do? No. Am I surprised? No. Do I think you're going to have a hard time getting citizenship? Probably. Did you have to wait a long time for your green card? How long between when you applied for your green card did you get your green card?
After 6 months, they said they're going to talk to me for an interview. 6 months later, I got the interview. I did it. It was very easy. She just went through the questions. She asked me about if I was in the army or no, and if my dad was in the army or no, and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't go into details or anything like that. And she said decision cannot be made. 2 weeks later, I got a green card.
Okay, so that's good. So about a year, that's not bad. So that bodes well for citizenship. I mean, first of all, I don't know anything about what standards TSA uses in giving TSA pre. I mean, if, in my mind, I wouldn't mess with TSA pre until I was a citizen. I just wouldn't mess around with it. I mean, you took a shot, it got denied. Okay, so what? So let's move on to citizenship. Let's make sure that everything's in order. I think that you might actually get it in a regular amount of time because, I mean, TSA pre is very discretionary and there's, as you know, no right to appeal. Citizenship, you're going to have to justify, ultimately, if they deny you or delay you, they're going to have to see a federal judge. So I don't think you need to be too worried about this. I wouldn't, I do think you're okay to travel. I just think they didn't, TSA pre is like a privilege. And so I would imagine that it's harder for a green card holder than a citizen to get TSA pre. And then with all the other factors that you listed, while I think they're treating you unfairly in their twisted way that things work, I understand it.
Okay, so you think I shouldn't be worrying because I traveled abroad while with a refugee travel document before I had even my green card, and there's no issues at all. I would travel, come back, no issues at all. I had no issues with anything. Even when I applied to get a permission for flight training, they gave it to me the second day. Even that's supposed to have.
I don't think some earth-shattering thing happened in between those trips and now. I just think you're looking at a government agency that probably says to itself, we want to know where this person is traveling and we don't see a real reason to give them this benefit. So we're just going to say no.
Okay, got it. Okay.
All right, good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye, Danny. See ya. A couple of comments. Here's one from Saul. My friend is applying for citizenship, but his Obamacare broker put him down as a citizen instead of a resident. Will that be a problem? That's called a false claim to U.S. citizenship. And it doesn't matter if the broker put it down or he put it down. He needs to disavow that statement. He needs to notify the government that he's not a U.S. citizen, and he needs to do it in writing and get proof of delivery as fast as he can. Do I think that's going to keep him from getting citizenship? No, but he's going to need the broker to admit it in an affidavit, and he's going to have to recant it as quickly as possible. So Vishnu said it's a misrepresentation. Yeah, but it's a very special kind of misrepresentation. False claims to U.S. citizenship are a silver bullet that screw you over. So it's not just a misrepresentation. It's one of the deadly sins in immigration. Saul is waiting. What do you say, Saul?
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Thank you. I've been watching your show for a few weeks now. Thank you for everything you do.
Thanks for watching.
So I have a question. My my friend married a person that had uh, won asylum last year.
Mhm.
So, but he had two deportations. I mean, one deportation when he was trying to get into the country. He was caught in the way here, and then he was sent back. And then 3 months later, he came back and got in. So his lawyer told him that he can apply to the I-730 through the I-SILE person, but he's worried that he's gonna get in trouble because
He should
obviously
be worried. Why did he do all that? That was all dumb. Why did he do that?
I don't know, but yeah, he now is trying to figure out if he should send the I-730 application or not.
I don't know. I'd have to look at everything, and I'd probably have to do a little bit of research. So I can't say for sure one way or the other, but certainly it's risky.
It is risky, right? And that's what I was telling him because he most likely has the permanent bar,
Mm-hmm.
and so his lawyer is like saying that apparently asylum forgives most of the
It
admissibility.
does. It does. Here's what I would do: tell your friend to have the lawyer put it in writing that he or she has done the research and they are confident that he can get asylum through the spouse. Tell them to put it in writing. That's a whole different thing than saying, "Oh yeah, let's take our shot and see what happens." When you ask them to put it in writing, then you really find out how confident they are. Because then there's
I think his lawyer also told him that he probably might be able to get the asylum, but not the green card later on down the road because that will completely block him from getting a green card. Is there a way around that later on if he does get the I-730 approved?
again, I'd have to see everything, but if at that point he'd be an asylee, which would let some things be forgiven, but I actually don't know the answer to your question. So again, I would say do it all, have him put it all in writing before anything else. I wouldn't do anything else until I have it in writing that this person is saying it's okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Bye, Saul. See you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, all right. What do you guys think? He's getting on a train, a plane, or what? I couldn't tell. I'm thinking a train. All right. Thank you, Saul, for that. Look who's here. The one, the only, the master of disaster. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, how you doing, Master?
Good. How are you?
How was the weather over there?
It's getting warmer. It was 2 yesterday. Now it's up to like 20. So I might even go for a walk.
Wow. Yeah. Sorry, I hear it's still getting cold, but kind of the sun a little coming out too in Maryland. So please, I have one complicated question, which is I have a friend and she married. I think he married. I asked about his case before, so he wanted to file for VAWA with his wife, but luckily for him, the daughter of his wife told him he tried to close with the guy, and he told the guy that I think the ex of his mother was the same thing her mother did to his ex. It was crazy. That I think that one to file for VAWA. So my question is that I tell my friend, hold on, don't file nothing yet. Let me ask.
So
is it possible?
Let me make sure, okay? So there's this lady who's a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes.
We'll call her Mary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Mary is now married to your friend John, right?
Yes.
And John, you and I talked about maybe John filing a VAWA application because
he wanted to do it. He wanted to start to do it. Then John now
hold on. When you called me to talk about this last time, I said, Temi, there's this playbook out there where Nigerian men come to the United States, they marry a U.S. citizen, and if things don't work out, then they accuse her of violence and file VAWA. Remember I said like that happens all the time? Mm-hmm. So I told you I wasn't so happy about that. But now you're saying that Mary has a son, a kid, and Mary's kid told John that Mary was married before to somebody named Frank. Mm-hmm. And Frank got VAWA through Mary before?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that just made John's case a whole lot shittier. His case just got a
Oh,
lot.
oh, that's what I say. Let me ask before you start anything. But both of them, they don't know one another. John and the other guy, they don't know one another. It's the daughter that told the guy that, oh,
Yeah.
my mother did that 3 years ago with one guy that he really frustrated the life of the guy. I think
But
the guy could do it.
USCIS is going to think that lady is running some kind of scam where she helps Nigerian
I
men.
think they need to arrest herself. I think they need to arrest her. So that is number one. My second question is that I have a sister in Nigeria. How many times can somebody do visiting visa that they reject him before they can bar her?
That's a good question. I'll make a video about that. I gotta write that down. But I mean, that's not really the right question. The question is,
Okay.
I've heard of people who've applied 4, 5, 6 times and never gotten it. So I think it's sort of like digging a hole. You just keep digging and making it worse. So I don't think. How many times has she been denied?
I think she will be denied 6 times.
Yeah. So I don't think it's so much. I mean, that just to me shows that she's desperate to come to the United States, which makes them not want to give her the visa.
Okay. So,
And here's my question for you. Did you come on a visit visa?
yeah, visiting visa. So now she want to do like a student visa.
Yeah.
So, and I said, hold on, before you do anything, let me help you to ask. But my concern is that how many times can she apply before they bar her? Like a something like, but she never do anything. She never give anything fraud document. She only one track on the same thing. So it never said that, oh, today I'm going for this, tomorrow I'm going for this. No. It never did something like that.
Right, but I think that they're convinced that she doesn't want to come and go back, but rather she wants to leave or come and never come back, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's happening.
Okay.
All right, Timmy.
Thank you so much. A blessed one, sir. Yeah.
Yep, for sure. Hey, I got good news, everybody. Nora is going to be happy about this. Let's see if you can see. You guys see that right there? Let's see. Right there. Look at that. Just went over 100,000 followers on TikTok, like right now during the show. Isn't that exciting? Something happened. I had a couple of videos that just went crazy. Just in the last week, Nora and I made one at the airport last Sunday. It's got 160,000 views. The one 2 days before that has 160,000 views. But something in here is going crazy because we've probably added 7,000 or 8,000 followers on TikTok. If you're not following us, it's at Immigration Hacking. Let's go to Nana in the Army. Hello, Nana.
Hi, Jim. Can I speak off camera?
Let me set you up. There you go. Go for it, my friend.
Right. Thank you very, very much for bringing me onto your show. So, my wife is a U.S. citizen, and I got married in January of 2023. She filed the I-130 for me, and it got approved in December last year.
Last month.
Currently we are at the last month. Currently we are at the MVC stage, and I've got a few questions. I am serving in the British Army, and on the MVC portal, it's got a question which says, have you previously or are you still currently serving in the service? My answer is definitely yes. But, then, it asks me to put an end date, to when I left service, but I'm still in service. So in this case, what do I do? How do I, move on to, after that question?
Which stage are you at? Has the I-130 been approved?
Yeah, it's been approved. So case has been moved to the Department of State. I'm filling out my DS-260 immigrant visa form. And it's got questions like, the question was, have you ever served in the military? But currently I am still in the military. So
what country are you
in there
what
is
country?
yes.
What country
So,
are you in the military
it confuses me a bit. It asks for your current occupation, which says, military. But then when you move on to additional questions, it says that have you ever served in the military of any kind before?
What country are you in the military for?
I'm a British citizen, so I'm in the UK Army.
Okay. So what was the first month that you were in the military? Hello?
No, I'm in the British Army. I am in the UK British Army.
I understand. When did you start? I don't know what's going on. Sorry, Nana in the Army. We'll try to come back if you get back in the waiting room. I don't know. Got a bad reception or something. All right. Noman has been waiting. Hello, Noman.
Hey, I have a quick question. Good morning, and this is my first time I'm watching you live. So you might have answered this question a long time ago,
Oh,
and I
that's
haven't.
okay. I answer the same questions all the time.
Okay, so the thing is that my situation is this. My fiance is originally from Pakistan and he just moved to United Kingdom last month. So I'm just confused about starting the procedure. So I'm more inclined towards doing spouse visa. The thing is that there is a lot of backlog in Pakistan embassy. So my question is this. Now he moved to UK. He's on student visa. Is there like any way possible that I can choose UK embassy over Pakistan embassy? And if I have to do so, do I need to get married in UK or do I need to get married in back home Pakistan? Which option will be best for me? And is it gonna affect my procedure because he just moved like a month ago?
So it probably doesn't matter where the marriage actually occurs,
Mm-hmm.
but your overall plan to have him do it in London instead of Islamabad, that's a really, really good plan. So is he going to be in the UK for, say, the next 2 years?
Yeah, so he got like 1 year master degree visa and then he will get like more 2 years like you call like work visa permit. So he technically got like 3 years in London, but he moved like a month ago.
And are you a US citizen or a green card holder?
Oh, I'm a US citizen.
And you're not married yet?
No. And I didn't apply for fiance visa because I'm just looking for the options, which options are best for me.
Yeah. So I like the I-130 better. How many times have you met face to face?
I think we just met like a month ago and probably like too many times. Maybe last year in March too, and then this year in January. And the other thing is this, he got like 3 rejections for his student visa. He applied like 2 years ago. So that's why I think I'm more inclined towards spouse visa over fiance visa.
So you're saying he tried to get a student visa to come to the United States?
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago, but he got like rejection 3 times.
Did you know him then?
Yeah, I know him then too.
Okay. So that they might think at some future point when the time comes that he was trying to come here to get married. So he should be ready and make sure that he can prove up that he was actually planning to go to school.
Mhm.
But in answer to your question, I mean, I would imagine you'd prefer to have the wedding in Pakistan.
No, I don't think so. I would prefer the thing that will work best for us in terms of getting things getting done quickly and getting everything in line.
So like you're gonna go to London in the next couple of months and get married. I think that's a great plan.
Okay. And then we can choose the London embassy and everything for our process.
Well, so the way that you'll do that is like, is he settled in London or in England? Does he have an address?
Yeah, so he's looking for apartment right now, but I think everything will be done in like next few months because he's gonna stay over there.
And you'll get married. Yeah. So
Yeah.
list Pakistan whenever you have to, but list Pakistan as little as you can. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
What
What I mean is,
Mhm.
obviously he's a Pakistani citizen and
Mm.
you got to list all that stuff, but like the address you use for him on the I-130, we want to start the process using his UK address and
Mhm.
not his Pakistan address as much as we can. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I get your point. And do you think like does it matter if he haven't lived in London for a long time and we put the London embassy as our primary embassy, do you think it matters? Because I don't think so. It's going to get interviewed in next like 6 months. It's probably going to take like a
No,
year.
no. By the time he has his interview, he'll have been living there a year and a half. So it's all good.
So they need the person to be in that specific country for more than a year and a half. Is this the criteria for them?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying that they're sort of dumb, and to get them to pay attention, like if you started out the process pointing towards Pakistan and then you tried to change it to England halfway through, that's possible, but it's a big pain in the butt. It's much better to have the whole train headed towards London.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know some people and they told me like it takes like more months on top of that if you change embassies in between. So the other thing is this, do you know like how long it takes? I know it's a very vague question. Nobody can answer this. Do you know like how long it is taking? Because my brother did for his wife, and it took like 3 years for them to complete the whole procedure. That was like 3 years ago.
From
So do you know
Islamabad?
for Islamabad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how long it's taking right now?
Here's what I'll say. So I became Muslim 25 years ago, 28 years ago, whatever. Most of my clients are from predominantly Muslim countries like Pakistan. The hardest thing to do immigration wise is to bring a man from a Muslim country to the United States, but you're going to shave a whole year off by using London and not Pakistan. So I think about 2 years.
Oh, okay. And just in case if I need any help with you, because I think I talked to someone over the phone because I randomly searched you because somebody from Pakistan gave me your details. If I need any help from you, so how can I get in contact with you?
Yeah, I'll put all the contact information up on the screen. Let me do that. So you can just email me, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and we'll go from there. info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for answering my question.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. You guys are listening to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. Noman, if you're still listening, everyone's saying it's a little bit tricky to get married for Americans in the UK. You have to get a visa, so think about that. Make sure that you have the ability to get married there. I'm still thinking about turning this into an audio podcast too, ripping the audio out of here and turning it into a podcast. What do you guys think? Should we do that? I don't know. I think it would be good, but because I think a fair amount of people actually just listen to the show. Like they'll put their phone down, and with YouTube, you sort of got to keep it up on the screen. So I don't know. Patience is saying their case took 10 months with USCIS and 2 with the embassy, so that's helpful. What do you guys think? Audio podcast or not? I don't know. That'd be good. All right, so let's go to Mansoor. Hi, Mansoor.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, I'm okay, thank you. Can I turn off camera?
I just did. I just took you off. Yep.
Driving, yeah. I hope you're doing well, Jim. I
doing
get
great.
my notice enter revoke 17 January. Request for evidence, USCIS. My case is IR1. I married US citizen. Then my approval, first approval 2020, June. Then my case sent back to USCIS from embassy after application, after interview. Then I get email from USCIS. They request evidence. They needed USCIS said you and your wife marriage in India. I'm from Afghanistan. My wife, she have US citizen. Then USCIS request for evidence they said the law of India, you have to spend time 30 days to India, then get married. But you get marriage after 15 days. How come? Then also they said we need you have to submit legal reference from India, authorize it, which support your legality of your marriage. I don't know now, Jim, what should I do? I have to submit the I have marriage certificate from India, but just I send it for embassy, the time of interview, after interview. USCIS doesn't have my marriage certificate from India, which is legally.
Why don't they have your marriage certificate?
Yes, sir.
Why doesn't USCIS have your marriage certificate?
Yeah, actually, I have my lawyer. He doesn't submit marriage certificate from India. He just submit marriage certificate from Afghanistan because he said we doesn't need marriage certificate from India. I'm surprised. I said to him many times we have to submit. He said we don't need to submit to NBC also and USCIS also. We just send Afghanistan marriage certificate, but we get married in India. Now USCIS need I think marriage certificate from India.
Why did you get married twice?
I married one time, but I married in India. I have to take, I'm nationality from Afghanistan. I have to take my marriage certificate from Afghanistan also and India also. The date is same all, but this is the law of India. I have to take marriage certificate also from India.
Well, so let's get back to the issue of you got married 15 days after arrival. You know, that's one of the.
Yeah,
so,
but
So who's right? Are they right that you have to wait 30 days, or are you right? You don't have to wait 30 days.
Yeah, USCIS said you have to marriage after 30 days, but you marriage 15 days. Explain for me. You have to send evidence to show before marriage you live in India like 30 days. But Jim, I come to India before also at the same visa. I spend time like 2 months or 5 days just. But that time my wife, she doesn't come. I go back my country, then I come back to India. Then I spend time like 15 days. After 15 days, we get married.
Okay. Are you a lawyer in India?
No.
Is your immigration lawyer a lawyer in India?
You mean I know someone?
No, you're not a lawyer, right? Your immigration lawyer doesn't know the rules in India. I don't know the rules in India. You need a lawyer from India to tell you whether or not USCIS is right. Your marriage might not be valid.
Yeah, I talked with lawyer actually today. Lawyer said before you also come to India, you can explain to US immigration, you come to India before also, but you actually, the lawyer said to me, you have legally your marriage certificate. You can also send your marriage certificate to immigration, because he said to me before, you never send your marriage certificate from India. You just send from Afghanistan marriage certificate. Because you get married to India, you have to show immigration you are legally marriage certificate from India also.
But you're not listening. You're not listening to my question. Okay.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If your marriage is not valid, then this case has to be denied, right?
Yes.
And I don't know if your marriage is valid or not. I don't know that it's valid.
It's valid, yeah.
No, I don't think it is. USCIS is saying you have to give notice, you have to live there for 30 days, and you didn't live there for 30 days before you got married.
Yeah, because also USCIS mean just 30 days, like from
30
the
solid 30 solid days.
Yeah, but before also I come to India, but
All right, Old Mansour is not listening to me. He's just hearing what he wants to hear. What I'm saying is, we don't know if they're right. AJ says they're right, and I believe AJ. I don't think. I mean, USCIS and the State Department spend a lot of time thinking about the rules related to marriages. They know more on a country by country basis about marriages than probably people in those countries. And this is especially true if we're talking about bringing a man to the United States from Afghanistan. Remember, they don't want men from Afghanistan to come to the United States. They're not looking for ways to make your life easier. They're looking for ways to make your life harder. So if you have a marriage that is not valid, your I-130 cannot be approved. So what you need to do is to find a lawyer in India and say, does my time here on prior trips count? Or is USCIS right? Because if USCIS is right, every day you spend fucking around with this is one more day of wasted time. You may need to get married again after living in India for 30 days. I've never heard of this rule before. AJ apparently has. And I tend to believe that if USCIS is sending a request for evidence, they probably know that they got you and can deny your I-130. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Mansoor. Sorry you weren't understanding me. I don't know if they're going to approve this case or not. Raphael has some good news. My wife got her I-130 and her 45 approved in California in 4 months. How about that? That's exciting news. Good job, Raphael. How do I turn this thing off? There we go. All right. Nihal is here. Hello, Nihal.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. How you doing?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Sure.
So my question is actually, I'm going to apply for a remove of condition next month. And it was, because I just got married in 2021 and I got my green card in May 2021. So I can apply in
May 2022. May 2022, you mean?
Oh, I mean 2022, yeah. So now in the next month, February, I can apply for my remove of condition. My question is, what kind of evidences should I submit? Number two, what's the approximate time?
Okay, so let's do it backwards. So what will happen is when you file your I-751 and everything's cool with the marriage, everything's good?
Yes.
So once you file the 751, they're going to send you a letter. And it's going to say, hey, thanks for sending in your 751, Nihal. Here's a 4-year extension letter of your conditional resident status. And so if you need to leave the United States, you'll bring your passport, your green card, your expired green card, and this letter. And that's how you come and go in the United States. The reason they send that is because it takes them a long time now to file to process the 751. You're probably looking at right around 2 years, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but they're doing these cases very slowly. So it's probably going to take about 2 years. Okay. Are you there? All right. Well, I'll just answer this question for everybody else. Maybe he'll catch the recording. When it comes to the evidence, at this point now, you've been married 2 years. So while they might not have expected you to have a lot of evidence at the beginning because you were newly married, now you should have 2 years of a life together. So maybe buying property, getting a lease, having bills together, spending money together, joining your money together, big purchases, trips, receipts, all that stuff. That's all really important. So just think of it like I'm going from grade school for the first marriage, and now I'm in high school. So I need more evidence, right? And I need to show that we're still living together as spouses. So okay. That's how that.
So for how long? Like if I submit my lease and my electric bills and phone bills and all those stuff, for how long should I send for all 2 years?
Yeah, I would say samples of all 2 years. And Yin reminds me tax returns too. Have you been filing your taxes together?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and somebody else, the mastermind, says it took 3 years for their 751 to get approved. That's a little long. I haven't seen that too much. It has been creeping up over 2 years, which I knew it would be when they went from the 2-year extension letter to the 4-year because they're so damn stupid. But that's the deal. So yeah.
My last question. I'm sorry I'm taking your time. My last question. Thank you. My last question is it safe to travel like after this stamp on my passport?
Is it safe to travel with not a stamp?
Oh no,
Is
no,
that-
with the stamping on my passport after my green card has been expired.
You won't go get a stamp in your Oh, wait, what? You don't. What kind of stamp? You mean from USCIS?
Yes, yeah, like after I will apply for remove condition, as you said, they will put a stamp on my passport.
No, not a stamp in your passport. You get an extension letter. They don't want to see you. They don't want you to come in to get that stamp. You only get that stamp if you don't get the letter. You don't need a stamp. It's an 8.5 by 11. It's a full piece of green paper, like that green government paper.
Okay.
And you have that and your passport and your old green card.
Oh, okay. And it's safe, like it's same as a green card.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Jim. I really
I
appreciate it.
know. See you, buddy. Good luck. Yeah, for sure. Oh, I saw Nana. Nana, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you the same Nana that was on before?
No, this is different one.
Different Nana. Okay, well, go ahead, different Nana.
Yeah, yeah, this is different. Nana. Happy New Year. I've been watching your program. Yeah, and this is me. So I want to. My story is a bit scary, and also, so I came here last fall. That is August 2023.
Okay.
Yeah, with a PhD program. So I came with my wife as well. Not knowing a lot of challenges happen, so my grades are not that good. So now I'm at the point of being expelled from the school. Now, yes, because of the grades. So
because of why? I mean, usually if you're in a PhD program, you know how to get good grades. What's the problem?
So this professor is a bit something. No, she's not giving in to so many things. So I mean, when the grades even came out, I did like 3 Zoom meetings with her to even give me another work to do so I can bring up my grades up. But she's not. So it's been decided by the grad committee. Now I don't have so many options, because if, for instance, if I'm expelled from the school next week, it means I have I think 60 or 90 days to leave the country. Yeah. So my options are very limited, and I'm just bringing it to you. So any options, any available options, and any advice, because I'm also here with my family as well. So it's a bit scary, a bit difficult thing for me, and that is why I'm bringing it here.
Well, it sounds like you need to go back home.
And even going back home, that is not an option, because I can't go back home. That is it.
Why can't you go back home?
It's because the plan is calm and steady, and
you didn't make it. You didn't succeed. You didn't get your degree, and there's probably not another PhD program that's going to take you. I wouldn't think. Is that a possibility?
Possibility of going home is no. It's not a possibility now.
No. Is there a possibility of you finding another school to take you?
Now the challenge is the time, because now spring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think you need to leave.
Yeah, spring is over, and I think it'll be summer. Summer process. I think summer rolling is, I think, a bit ongoing or something. So that is the thing I'm just looking at. That is why, yeah.
So I understand you don't want to go home, but I think you need to go home. I mean, unless you fear getting persecuted if you go back home for asylum, I don't see any other way this works out well. I know it's nice to be in America. I understand that, but sometimes people just need to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. It's a bit okay. That's fine. I get you.
Good luck, Nana.
Good luck.
That's a tough pill to swallow. I know that. Juan is here. Hello, Juan.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great, buddy. How you doing?
Pretty good. I had a quick question for you. So I actually had my green card interview here in Ciudad Juarez on February 2nd of 2022. And I was actually denied because when I was 17, I had a ticket for possession of cannabis. So they gave me, they said I was inadmissible at the time. I've been here in Ciudad Juarez ever since. It's going on 2 years. And pretty much every expedite request that I've sent to get my waiver expedited has been denied. At the time of my denial, I did also have a letter from a criminal attorney stating that, my cannabis possession ticket was not an arrest because it does show as an arrest when, when you get the, when you get the record from the county, it shows as an arrest, but it was actually just a ticket. So I had a letter from a criminal attorney stating that that was not an arrest. It wasn't even an actual like city or state violation. It was just an ordinance violation by the Forest Preserve, and I was still denied. Now, I've been here almost 2 years. Every expedite request has been denied. Like I said, I sent one in because when I first came out here, my wife was 5 months pregnant. I was trying to get back to to be there for the birth of my daughter. I missed that. My daughter is going to be 2 years old in May, and I have two other U.S. citizen children. And so I was wondering if there's anything I could do at this point other than just wait. The processing time went from when I originally filed the waiver of inadmissibility from 8 months. It was shot up all the way up to like 28 and a half months. Now it's down to like 22 and a half months. And, recently my father was in the ICU. He just had surgery. And I actually had to have some surgeries out here in Mexico. So we're trying to, get an expedite request for that. But it seems like pretty much all my expedite requests get ignored and nothing happens. So I was wondering if there was anything legally that I could do.
Can we back up just a little bit? I want to get a little bit of the rest of the timetable. So when you started this process, you were inside the United States.
Correct. Yes. So I've been in the United States since I was 2 years old. I'm 35 years old. I had not been to Mexico, and basically these past 2 years I've been living in like one of the worst cities that you could be in, is Ciudad Juarez. I was actually here like what was it, 2 years ago? They had like a huge I don't know, there's like a huge prison break and stuff like that organized crime, and then actually there was another event before that a couple months ago where basically like the these criminals are just going in the streets and burning stores and shooting random people, and like they freed a bunch of people from the jail. I tried to send an expedite request in regards to that because I feel like I'm in danger of being out here. So
what did you have DACA?
No, I did not have DACA. So when I originally started my immigration process, my attorney said that I should just, I was originally going to apply for DACA because I was eligible at the time. But they said since I was married to a U.S. citizen and I had already, I had been with her for like 6 years, that it would just be easier to just do that, just go through the green card process. Actually, my attorney was like, oh, this ticket, this is all you have on your record. So she was saying that the chance of me getting denied for that cannabis ticket was very slim. To my surprise, I get here and now it's 2 years down the road. I have not seen my kids other than, through video calls and stuff like that. And I don't know what to do at this point.
Is this someone who does immigration all the time?
Yes. Well, actually, I hired, they're called Robert.
Hold on. Don't say their name. I don't want to say
okay.
their name.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do they do immigration 100%,
yes,
or do they do other stuff besides immigration?
They only do immigration. So they were supposed to be one of the top attorneys in Chicago when, because I'm from Chicago. So they were supposed to be one of the top attorneys in Chicago when I hired them. That's why I hired them. Yeah. But like I said, it's been a painstaking process. All my denials, I believe my attorney even tried to reach out to USCIS, letting them know that my denial was erroneous because, like they said, it wasn't a city or a state violation for possession of cannabis. It was in the Forest Preserve. And actually, I got that ticket at 17 years old, so I was still a minor then.
So, when this process started, when you first reached out to the attorney,
right?
On the day that you did that, do you know were you still eligible to apply for DACA that day?
I believe so, yes.
And you talked with the lawyer about applying for DACA, and they said, "Don't worry about that. We'll do it this other way. We'll do a I-130 with a 601 waiver."
Right. Originally, I had paid them to start my process for DACA. However, they said, well, you're better off. So I got switched from like 3 different attorneys at that law firm. Finally, I ended up with the one that I'm with currently. But yeah, I basically had started. I paid them first to start the DACA process because, I had been advised before, get the DACA and then get, the green card. But they said, you know what, you should just apply for the green card because you're married to a U.S. citizen. And so they just credited what I had paid for the DACA processing towards the other,
What year was this?
We started the process in 2017.
Well, see, I don't know. In 2017, let's see. So 2017, Trump was president, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Had you already had DACA? Are you talking about a DACA renewal or a new DACA case?
No, I was just gonna get a new DACA.
For the first time, you had never had DACA
for the first time. I had not got it before because I had gone through some of like the free the free services that they had here through one of the aldermans, but their office was not very helpful. They kept giving, rather than just giving me a list of all the documents I needed all at once, they kept asking for certain documents and kept having me come back with different ones, and they weren't really too helpful. So I ended up, contacting the lawyer. In which case, like I said, the lawyer advised me rather than doing DACA, let's just go straight for the green card. Because at the time I was under 30 years old, so I would have, qualified for DACA. Now I'm 35, so I don't think I qualify for that.
I don't think in 2017 that I think the courts had prevented them from taking new DACA applications. I don't know for sure, but I do remember. So have you heard of like DACA plus advanced parole? Do you know about that?
I don't know about that.
So DACA, so I remember right before Trump came into office, that weekend before he was inaugurated, we had what in my mind was one of the last people to come on advanced parole. So for kids that had DACA, what we did back then, and we could still do now if they had DACA, what you do is you file an app. Once you get DACA approved, then you also apply for advanced parole, and you have some kind of reason, like going back home to see your grandmother or to see your mom or your dad, somebody back home, and then you get advanced parole. And what happens is then you leave on advanced parole, and when you come back, you have a legal entry for purposes of adjustment. So you don't have to do a 601 waiver.
Right.
So that would have been a totally different approach that would have kept you from being in Mexico for these last 2 years.
Right.
So that sucks. Now, in answer to your question, I mean, as I say all the time, many expedite requests are rejected and denied, even because someone's having a baby, even because somebody's dying. All these kinds of reasons, they don't really care. And then, like I also say, even when they approve it, they don't really do anything, right?
Right.
So all that being said, I think you're pretty close to getting the waiver approved. They're taking right around 2 years. So we could sue now to try to make it go faster. And that would cost you like $5,200. We can do it. But lately, when we've been filing lawsuits on those, they've been telling us, well, there's this class action going, which there is. There's a class action going, trying to make them go faster. So if I were you, I'd probably just sit tight unless you really, really, really want to get their attention and try to get them. I'm happy to file it for you, but there is this class action, and I also think you're getting pretty close.
Okay. So now, is it now? Can I join the class action, or is that just something that's already?
I believe you're already in it.
I'm already in it. Okay. Okay. No, that sounds great, because I did speak to another attorney about the I forgot what it's called, the writ of mandamus or something like that.
Yep.
But they said that I had to wait because, like I said at the time when I contacted that attorney, it showed processing times was like 28 and a half months.
We don't care about processing times. We go on our own schedule, and I would argue happily, gladly, and forcefully that 2 years to decide a 601 waiver is bullshit, and that you waited
Right.
long enough. So we don't care about their stated processing times. That's probably someone who doesn't do a lot of mandamus.
Okay, and then so then if I did want to file that lawsuit with you, how do I get it?
I mean,
a hold of
and
you?
that's the thing I wanted to say about the class actions. The reason I stopped doing class actions is because when the government has to fight a whole class,
Right.
they fight harder. That's number one. And number two, they don't help the individual people in the class. The way to get their attention is by doing it just one person. So
Right.
I'll put our contact information at the bottom here. Just email me info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Thanks, Juan. See you, buddy.
See you. Thank you.
Yep. That sucks. Sounds like he had some bad advice over time and that he could have gotten a whole different approach to all this. That's really a bummer. Somebody's asked me about, will USCIS ever schedule interviews for a clearly approvable case to discourage writ of mandamus? Number one, I doubt it. Number two, I have no way of knowing. Number three, no, I don't think they do that. I think they play it straight. If they think the case needs an interview, they do it for an interview. Most of the green card cases these days in which we file writs of mandamus, there's no interview scheduled. So I don't think we need to worry about that. Vadim says, listen to what Jim says or you ain't coming. I hope he's coming. I think he's pretty close, Vadim. Ajmal's here. Ajmal, what's up?
Hi, James. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
Can you take up me from the screen if you don't mind?
There you go, buddy.
Thanks a lot for that. I have a quick couple of questions.
Okay.
My first question is, I actually got married in 2019 back in South Korea with a US citizen. And right after we get married, the COVID comes out. So stuck in COVID. And then I-130 I approved in South Korea. And then my visa is run out, my working visa. So then we decided to move back to my home country, Pakistan.
Yeah.
So I moved back to Pakistan, and 2021, I got documentally qualified from the NVC. And since then, waiting, trying to expedite my case for interview. Finally, I got expedite my case due to the emergencies and medical reason. My wife gave birth. So based on that, my case was approved for expedite. And at the interview back in 2023, last year, April. So I got DS5535 and 221G.
Yeah.
So since then, waiting, and after I think 4 months after my interview, I go for mandamus, follow. After 4 months after the mandamus, it's still the same things, waiting, and they filed motion to dismiss after I follow the lawsuit we filed. So it's been 8 months since then. 8 months, after the interview. And they filed motion to dismiss, and we filed that. They call in, I think, oppositional response from our lawyers. We did that as well. And
is this a case from my office?
No, it's from a different lawyer. I think my wife go with one of the, it's called Curtis Morrison.
Oh, I know Curtis. Yeah, Curtis is a good lawyer, sure.
Yeah. We go with him. My wife is, So right now the case is in the court. The judge gonna decide, and the judge say 1 to 2 months. They're gonna decide on the motion to dismiss. On the defendant is motion to dismiss. They're gonna.
Yeah.
So my question is, while my case is in the AP administrative process, can I travel abroad, for a month or years until I get clearance from the defendants? Is gonna make any bad impact on my case? Well,
No, you can go wherever you want. Do you have your passport?
Yeah, I have a passport.
I mean, let's think about this. So I say this sometimes to clients that if they filed a motion to dismiss, then that means they want to fight the case. I don't know why they picked your case to fight. Now, do I think that they treat men from Pakistan unfairly? Yes. Do I think the Islamabad embassy is really a hard one to sue? Yes. Do I think that Curtis did everything right in opposing the motion to dismiss? I do. I don't think Curtis did anything wrong. I just think really the value of the lawsuit comes in when that makes them make a decision. Do they want to fight, or do they just want to throw in the towel and give you the visa? For some reason, they don't want to give you the visa. So I don't know. I think the motion to dismiss is probably going to be granted, which means you're just going to be waiting. So if I were you, I'd be thinking about a plan B. And so if I had the possibility to go to South Korea for another year or so, then what I would do is I would get over to South Korea, and then I would ask the consulate in Seoul to take that case from Islamabad and let you do your process there. That's what I think really needs to happen.
Question: Is this possible? Like even post interview, can you
it's
like?
Possible. It's possible if you have a real reason for being in that third country. If it's just to try to get an interview, then I don't think they're as helpful. But if you can show, hey, I'm working for another year here in Korea, or hey, I'm working here in Paris, France, then I think they're more likely to listen to you and to try to do it.
Oh, okay. So what do you think, James, personally? Like, what do you think they're gonna grant, like motion to dismiss, or they're gonna deny, like the courts? I don't know. We are not like.
I think they're going to grant it. We've probably had 80 or 90 motions to dismiss out of the 1,600 cases, and I would say of those 80 or 90, they've gone ahead and approved the case maybe 10 times. We've won partially on 2 or 3. But generally, once they file the motion to dismiss, you're back to waiting again.
Yeah, but waiting. Yeah, so 1 to 2 months, the court gonna decide.
It could be a year. It could be a year. Curtis is just guessing. He doesn't know for sure.
Oh yeah, he's just guessing. He say like the court say 1 to 2 months could be a year.
They're federal judges. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah. So you think it's gonna be like more like a long wait time?
You need to come up with a different plan. Yep.
Yeah. So, like, can I travel abroad? Like, it's not gonna make any bad impact on my case. Like, if I leave abroad and do I need to notify the embassy about my address or phone numbers, anything while I'm living abroad?
I would say only once you have a formal place to live. Like once you know where you are, you might notify them. But really, at that point, I'm trying to move it to another embassy.
Oh, okay. So I mean, like it's like sure,
they're going to get you by email no matter what. So I don't think you need to worry. It's not like they're bringing you your passport with your visa at your address in Pakistan anytime soon.
Yeah, so there's no need to notify them about my address or anything. I mean, like phone numbers. They're going to email me.
As long as you're monitoring all important communications, and as long as you have your passport, I think you're fine.
Yeah, I have my passport. They returned my passport at the interview.
Thank you, Ajmal.
Thank you very much for all your questions, James. Nice to meet you. Bye.
Nice to meet you, buddy. See ya. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. Next show is going to be Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central. Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central. Let me put that up. There we go. Tuesday, 1 p.m. Central. Everyone liked my hat. That's Nora's hat from the Parkway West Longhorns. Hopefully it'll get warm here pretty soon. I enjoyed being with all you guys today. Hope you get to watch some football. Lions, go Lions, and go Bills. Thanks, guys.